How much worse do things have to get for your children before you do something? For decades, we have watched the slow and deliberate dismantling of our nations, our communities, and the very fabric of our identities. Globalists and career politicians have sold us out, destroying what once made our country great. We stand by and watch as corruption infiltrates every institution, as cultural decay consumes our youth, and as the corporate elite siphon the wealth of the people while exploiting our land and resources. When is enough enough? When do we rise and take back what is ours? The modern nation state has failed its people. It only exists now solely to serve itself, bloated by bureaucracy and beholden to corporations and national and international interests. The welfare of its citizens has become an afterthought. In its pursuit of globalism, it has erased borders, erased identity, and abandoned the values that built Western civilization. In the corporate dystopia of today, economic freedom has become a joke. Global monopolies, cronyism, and corporate welfare dictate the flow of wealth, not hard work or innovation. True economic freedom comes from localism and self-sustainability. We encourage conscious consumerism, choosing to support local industries, farmers, and craftsmen rather than global corporations that drain our communities dry. Wealth must not come at the cost of our environment or our communities. It must be earned through mutual respect between man, nature, and the economy. The rot of modern culture. Look around. What do you see? Children raised by screens, minds poisoned by corporate propaganda and degenerate media. An entire generation lost to nihilism, materialism, and empty hedonism. And I'm not even mad at the parents who use screens to raise their children, because in this economy, no one can afford the village to raise children. Children are not atomized creatures, they're not hermit crabs. They are social creatures, just like we're supposed to be. Well, but just look around. Ask ask your children, ask people my age what they have hope in. That's why we want a call for a return to traditional values, where family is the cornerstone of society. Strong families, strong communities, and strong local economies are the building blocks of a new order. We reject the degenerate filth that has been forced upon us in the name of progress and equality. True progress is found in the health of our families and the strength of our communities, not in the shallow consumerism and celebrity worship peddled by modern culture. We are at a tipping point. The system will not give up its power without a fight. It will continue to suppress dissent, crush individual liberty, and consolidate power into fewer and fewer hands. But revolution is inevitable. When the West crumbles under the weight of its own decadence, we will be ready. The Boogaloo is not a chaotic, aimless rebellion. It is the people's uprising against the tyranny of a decaying system. It is the final stand of free men and women who refuse to live under the boot of corporate oligarchs, corrupt politicians, and cultural degenerates. We will fight for a new order built on the principles of localism, self-sustainability, strong family values. I'm not afraid to say what I think anymore, because the fear to not say what's on my mind is the ultimate fear. If if I'm afraid to say what I think, then I have nothing left to lose. So, in conclusion, the time for action is now. We are not waiting for permission. We are not asking for reform. We are declaring war on the system that has betrayed us. For too long, we have stood idly by while our children are indoctrinated, our resources are stolen, and our heritage is erased. The time for action is now. If you remain silent, if you continue to participate in the broken system, you are complicit in the destruction of your people. Stand up. Take control of your future. Protect your family. Build your community. And when the system fails, we will be ready to create something new, something pure. We are the future and we will not be stopped. If this sounds crazy to you, it's because the system has been working for since I was born, since probably my parents were born in the 60s, in the 50s. If that sounds crazy to you, if that sounds like too much, it's because the system has successfully given you psychomotor retardation. It shouldn't seem like effort to raise your kids, take control of your future, protect your family. But when everything has been drained out of you, when you've worked 80-hour weeks for shit pay and you have no energy left, and that's exactly what they want, they're winning. So I'm no it's like our government is drunk driving the car, and it's saying that if we try to take control, we're going to get punished, even though we're all going to die with this drunk driver driving. The government doesn't know what it's doing unless it comes to its own self-interest. But when it comes to protecting people, when it comes to doing what's right, oh my god, it is beyond incompetent. There's no reason to have it anymore. All it does is oppress and suppress, and it's gotten ridiculous. And I don't really care who hears me say that at this point. It's true. It's true. The system is so evil, and we've let it go on for so long. I want the cycle to break with me. That's what I want. It ends with me.